Do you let your physical limitations define who you are? We are more than what our body allows us to do. As humans, we are made up of body, mind, and spirit. And today what I want to do is talk to you about how you can use these three areas to help you cope and make positive change. Hi, I'm Lisa from Injury Recovery Coaching, and I'm glad you joined me. Please subscribe to my channel for more information on coping or information about my services. So let's get started. Let's first talk about our physical body. And this is the part of it, of course, which we can see in the mirror. And it includes the five senses: sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. We tend to define ourselves by the roles we have and the activities we participate in and how well we perform those activities. And that's all fine and dandy until you lose the ability to engage in those roles or activities. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later. Since the body is the most visible part of you, this is where most of therapy is directed: physical rehabilitation. And that's to get you back into your roles and habits. Thus, the importance of your continued, consistent, and repetitive exercises, as well as using adaptive tools and techniques so you can begin performing in your roles and activities. Get a lot of this information in your physical rehabilitation, so I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I'd rather focus more on the mind and the spirit. Our mind is made up of our emotions, our thoughts, and our beliefs. So how we feel, what we think, what we expect, what we say to ourselves, all directly affects our motivation or our lack of it. The mind is where the real battle lies. And it's easy to get discouraged when change in the body doesn't always happen as quick as we want it to. Family and friends can't always see that mental struggle, and they don't realize why you're not your old self. Our emotions are typically the physical manifestation of our thoughts. So anxiety, fear, doubt, guilt, shame, they're all related to what we think or believe about ourselves, something else, or someone else. And just to give you a few examples, anxiety results from perhaps thinking that you may be rejected, or you may fail, or perhaps that you'll stay stuck and not get better. And the more you think about anxiety and think about not moving forward, the worse the feeling gets, and then the less motivated you are to do new things or take the risk or continue your exercises, because your mind is telling you, it's not going to get better. Another example is doubt. Doubt is really the thought of not believing you have the skill or the ability to do something, so you begin doubting. Anger. Anger is when we feel injustice or unmet expectations. Anger when we're not able to do something we want to be able to do, or perhaps that we could do. We get in the habit of just reacting to people, to situations and events. And we don't really think about, what are we feeling? What are the thoughts we're having? What are the messages we're telling ourselves? But if you really want to transform your life, then you have to pay attention to the messages you're telling yourself. It's the messages we tell ourselves that will either drive us forward or keep us stuck. They will motivate us or they will defeat us. What I want to do is give you a technique to transform your mind. But before we do that, you first have to become aware of the thoughts you're having, the messages you're telling yourself, the expectations that you have, so you can begin evaluating how accurate are those. Are those really realistic? Are they truthful? And then we'll look at ways that you can make them more positive or nurturing. So that's the transformative process. And then let me give you some steps how to do that. First of all, you'll need to have something to record, whether it be a phone, a computer, or a journal. And for 3 days, this is just the awareness part. Whenever you're feeling unmotivated, when you're feeling angry, you're feeling lonely, whatever that feeling is that's uncomfortable to you, I want you to record it in your journal or computer, whatever it is. State the emotion. What is that emotion? Write what it is. And then I want you also to state the situation surrounding that. For example, what is it that's making you angry? Or what's happening where you're feeling lonely? Okay, so state the emotion, the situation, and then thirdly, what is the thought that you're having during that time? What is the thought, or maybe what is the expectation? What are you wanting somebody else to do? What do you want to be doing that you're not doing? What have you? But we're looking at what are those messages you're telling yourself during that time when you're feeling uncomfortable, uneasy. So we really want to pay attention to, what's going on in your head when you're getting that uneasy feeling. After you've done that exercise for 3 days, what I'd like you to do then is go back through your recordings and really begin to look at and think about, how were these messages, these thoughts, or how was my self-talk really hindering moving forward? How was what I saying to myself limiting my progress? And you may find a pattern, you may not, but what I would do is find one message that clearly, you can look at and think, wow, yeah, I can see how this was really deterring me from moving forward. So take that one message and really begin thinking about how can I change that message so it's more nurturing or so that it's more encouraging to myself. Once you've identified how to make that one message more nurturing, then for the next 30 days, and you have to commit to this because after 30 days it becomes more of a habit. But take that one message, make it more nurturing, and then repeat that message 100 times a day. You can write it or you can say it 100 times a day. Think about it. Talk about it. The more you process that in your mind, the more real it becomes, and you begin accepting that message as being more accurate, which of course it is, because we all create distorted messages. So go ahead and do that 100 times a day for 30 days. And then once you've accomplished that, then you can go back and try it with another message. By changing how we talk to ourselves, we're taking more control of the situation. We're no longer just reacting, but now we come to the situation with a little more awareness in what we need to do. So try it. I think it'll prove you well. So let's talk about our spirit. Our spirit is our innermost being. And it's a part of us that can find peace, hope, and confidence in our future without being able to really see the future except in our mind's eye. It's that inner voice, that small, still voice that can guide us or confirms who we are. It's our faith or our realization that there's something greater than us out there that can empower us and lead us forward. When you allow yourself to tap into that spirit, whether it be through meditation, through taking a walk in the woods, or just out in nature, whether it be praying, reading the Bible, whatever it is that allows you to just let go of the things of the world and just get quiet and reflect on that greater power, then amazing things happen. When you let go of your physical limitations, when you let go of any chains that bind you, whether it be financial or relationship, when you can let go and start really allowing, that small, still voice to talk to you, or you to even begin praising or just talking to your higher power, magical things happen. For me specifically, when I'm stuck with something and I go for a walk and I just start, praying to God, telling him what's going on and what I'm stuck with. And it's, regardless of the problem I'm facing, usually within 15 minutes, there's a solution. And it's not, I'm thinking about a solution, but I'm just sharing with the Lord what's going on. And, ideas start flowing in. So what I would recommend is, like I said, take time every day, 10 minutes, and get to that quiet place. Contact your higher power, however you feel comfortable doing that, and just relax and allow the spirit within to really guide you, confirm you, give you peace, help you feel loved. So thank you for joining me, and best of luck with these techniques. Like I said, please subscribe and more videos will follow. Have a great day.